All right, now you have written your thesis statement and submitted it to Schoology. And once you've written your thesis, then you can go in and formulate what your introduction would look like. For this activity, we aren't actually going to write an introduction, but if we had been going to write an introduction, be structured something like this. You'd have a sentence or two of an attention getter, and then a sentence or two recapping the main ideas of the story itself, just to refresh readers' minds about what the man in the well dealt with. And then lastly, your thesis statement would follow. So earlier we looked at this example. You can see that it follows that format. Are humans required to help someone in need? This is the issue in the short story, The Man in the Well. The story is about a group of children who find a man trapped in the well and are too afraid to help him. Irish Year's The Man in the Well displays the theme of strength in numbers in order to show that people react in a different way when in a group in order to feel accepted. What you are going to do with your thesis statement in mind is write a body paragraph. Typically, you'd have several body paragraphs when you write an analysis on a piece of literature, but for this exercise, you're going to write one. And anything in the body of your paper must be directly supporting your thesis statement that you've now written. If it doesn't support your thesis, you shouldn't include it in your paper. You'll write your body paragraph in TIQA format. Just to refresh your minds, T stands for the topic sentence or the main idea. You'll want to make some connection to your thesis. Then you'll introduce a quote. What is going on in the story at the point of your quote? Many times the I and the Q are actually one sentence in a TIQA paragraph. And then you have the quote itself. Be sure to provide a citation after the quote. You don't want to just dump a quote into your paper. You want to provide some sort of lead into the quote. For example, a lead-in would be, the young girl states, and then you have your quote. Because you are only quoting from the story itself, you don't need to have the author's last name afterwards in parentheses. You can just put the page number down that the story appears. And if there is no page number in your text, then you don't have any page number at all. You would have no citation afterwards. Finally, you have your analysis. This is the longest and most important part of the body paragraph, and it goes into detail explaining what the purpose of the information is in relation to the thesis that you've written. Your analysis should not be facts, but instead original ideas that you've generated on the thesis you wrote. So your body paragraph, when you write it, I want you to highlight each sentence in the TIQA in this way. So highlight the T in yellow, highlight the I in green, highlight the Q in blue, and then highlight again the A in yellow. This will tell me that you understand what each of the separate parts is when you submit this body paragraph. After you write your body paragraph, you would genuinely write a conclusion that would summarize your thesis, prove your thesis to be true by paraphrasing whatever your main ideas were, and then leave the reader with something to remember. We're not going to work on a conclusion at this point, but really your focus is to go back and look at TIQA format and work to write a body paragraph that has the T, I, Q, and then A. Remember that the A is the most important part. It is your own ideas, and it should be longer than one sentence. When you've completed this, you should submit it to Schoology by the deadline. Good luck.